that was all set up by a great defensive play by Kobe Bryant. He takes the ball from Christie right there, knocks it loose from him. They get the outlet going. Shaw just attacks the basket, and Shaq, they can't stop him. Turkoglu tries to foul him, but it takes a lot more strength than that to foul him.
Rimming out the free throw. And a shove inside.
Lane violation.
And a lane violation on Sacramento. Shaq from the free throw line tonight, 2 of 3. See the dominance in the postseason for Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, and if you look at that, I mean, in every aspect of the game, you're talking about in the paint, 22 dunks, and you've got to definitely, the one thing that I don't like is his offensive rebounding. You got to stop him from offensive rebounding. You maybe can't stop him once he catches the ball, but for goodness sakes, don't let the shot be taken and let him come from a behind position of the defender and still catch and get the offensive rebound.
Fisher has to go away. Well, in O'Neal's first quarter tonight, 14 points, 11 rebounds. And he's coming off a 44-point performance in game 1.
That's a pretty good game for most guys. If Scott Pollard did that, we'd be calling him all-world in a game.
Christie with Bryant defending. And an interception by Kobe Bryant, second consecutive steal.
But again, that's his defensive ability, his quick hands. One of the things that Danny cited earlier, that this guy is second-team all-defense with his exceptional offensive ability and can do what he's doing right now anytime he wants to do it.
Dancing inside, out to Fisher, up to Shaw for 3. Rebound Weber as the first quarter comes to a close. A mirror image of game 1 for Shaquille O'Neal here in game 2. 14 points, 11 rebounds. The Lakers lead by 10 at the end of 1 in game 2, Western Conference semifinals.
Wednesday.
These people are for real. Your family has been marked.
If you thought he was mean before, this time Seagal's kicking butt.
You got your reasons and I got mine.
Until they scream for mercy.
It's gonna be fun. Serious, huh?
What are you, crazy?
Since when did anybody ever accuse me of being insane?
Steven Seagal.
Give me what I need, I'm gonna leave here late. You don't, I'm gonna kill you.
Marked for Death, Wednesday at 9 Eastern on TBS Superstation.
Got anything else to say?
5 seconds to transmission.
Kyle, we're ready to send you back in time. Remember, do not interact with the past. Just observe.
All right, let's go.
Stop.
What?
He has something.
Go, the lever! Pull the lever above your head! Please, Kyle, pull the lever!
One tiny bottle of Sunkiss couldn't possibly alter history, right?
I don't know.
Mr. President, your new cabinet.
Thank you. That's a...
Sunkiss. Experience the charge.
Good work.
The Schick Extreme 3. Triple blade performance. Pivoting head, and after a bunch of great shaves, you just toss it and serve up another. Schick Extreme 3.
Schick. Shave something.
Introducing new Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection, now in a wipe.
This company was showing its age, but it discovered a new market opportunity. Alas, its data was locked in systems that were showing their age, too. The company feared they would have to replace the systems. Instead, their new software allowed them to quickly transform them. The software is neither humble nor vain with its facelift. Always adaptable and eternally youthful. Enterprise software from Microsoft.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
Welcome back to glittering Los Angeles. NBA playoffs on TBS. From the Staples Center, where the Los Angeles Lakers hold a 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter and hold a huge offensive rebounding advantage over the Sacramento Kings, not only in last year's playoffs, but in this year's as well. In game 1, +7 tonight, +4. Shaq inside has vacuumed up everything he's seen.
How can you not put a body on him? Chris Webber didn't even think about boxing out Shaq. Didn't even cross his mind. He's got the best offensive rebounder in the game he's guarding. Coach, I'm asking. How can you
Well,
not
it's so
do that?
ridiculous, it doesn't even deserve a comment. You're absolutely correct. I mean, why spend time in trying to front? Should I front him? Should I double him? Should I do all of these things and then let the man just walk into the basket and get a rebound? If you want to get him in foul trouble, you get between him and the basket as they're playing it, force him to push over you to get to the board, but he's just walking in.
And that's one of the things that frustrate big guys more than anything is a guy that boxes him out every single possession.
How do you know what frustrates him?
Because I used to frustrate the heck out of him.
Oh, you frustrate a lot of people. I believe that. That's the one thing I agree with that you're saying, my friend.
Hey, and you box those guys out, they hate it.
No, you're exactly right, because one of the things they'll do is start to push you, and that's why it's ridiculous that the Kings are not touching him.
10 consecutive misses by Sacramento. Shades of game 4 at Phoenix, which Sacramento won. Turkoglu just missing there. A shot outside by Kobe Bryant to begin the second quarter won't go. And Bobby Jackson streaking the other way.
You know, one thing about, you know, keep talking about defending Shaq, and I know we're harping on that, but as Bobby Jackson hits a great shot. But I'll tell you what, they're not even shooting the ball well from the perimeter. They're the worst three-point shooting team that's left in the playoffs, the way they're shooting the ball right now. And if they're knocking down shots, there's some doubt, but they're not making their three-point shots.
Well, and they don't have the eye of the tiger right now. I mean, they've got to get far more aggressive than they're getting defensively. Try to get out, get some breaks, do a lot more penetrating so that they can make some baskets and get more confidence in their jump shot.
Pollard just picked up his first personal foul trying to guard Shaquille O'Neal. Rick Fox is back in for the Lakers, although playing with 2 fouls, joined by O'Neal, Shaw, Bryant, and Robert Horry. Horace Grant on the bench with 2 fouls for Los Angeles. Here comes Kobe Bryant with 8. Grinding inside on Jackson, up to Shaw, over to Horry. Seductive fake by Webber, and back to Shaw, who smashes inside with the rebound by Turkoglu. Jackson the other way. For 2. Bobby Jackson now is in 2 in a row. And the Sacramento Kings to within 6.
Well, and that was a good thing because he went right to the basket and put it up. Shaq was reluctant to go over there. He had the great angle, but he didn't want to get into foul trouble. And that's what I meant when I said there has to be more penetration, more posting regardless of who Shaq is guarding. Let that guy play for the foul, not for the basket.
Horry drives right by Webber, but Webber lucked out, got the rebound, and feeds to Stojakovic for 3. With the rebound inside, claimed by the aggressive rookie Turkoglu, kicks it back to Pollard, and Jackson controls. Turkoglu uncovered for 3. And the Kings back in it, down by 3.
We can say the same thing about Turkoglu. Nobody boxed him out. And again, Turkoglu, Pollard, and Jackson were the guys that got him going in the Phoenix series. Turkoglu not offensively, but Jackson and Pollard with just their energy were huge factors. And they stand out like a sore thumb in this game as well.
Well, I think, Danny, that the Kings were playing so blasé that the Lakers have caught that disease, and now they're being a little lackadaisical.
Great block by Pollard. Here comes Turkoglu, losing it inside as he ran into a thicket of Laker defenders, and a foul called on Los Angeles. Fox was there defending, as was Shaw. And now Brian Shaw becomes the 3rd Laker with at least 2 fouls tonight.
Now, Bobby Jackson's been an energizer. Pollard and Turkoglu just been coming in the game so far. John Barry's a guy that can come in and knock some shots down for him. Thunderberg, if they get in a pinch and get in foul trouble with Webber and Divac. But these guys have really come up and provided some energy throughout the season, but in the playoffs in particular. That's why I think they're a much better team this year than last year.
7-0 Sacramento run. Kevin George and Teron Lee have now come in for the Los Angeles Lakers as Chris Webber makes it a 1-point game. Webber now with 8 on a 3 of 8 start.
Well, that when he went to the basket. I mean, went in on Horry, used his body, used his size, his arm length, and went to the basket rather than fading, dancing out in the middle of the court. Chris has too many talents not to utilize that part of his game.
A steal, another Laker turnover. Stojakovic with Lou defending, and the Kings have come back from 10 down and taken the lead, their first lead tonight, with an 11-point turnaround in this first half.
Well, that's that blase disease that I was talking about. The Kings played so blase that the Lakers started to do it. They stopped running. They stopped playing with the energy. I expect Kobe to step up once he gets back in here, though, now.
And, Danny, they eat up a 10-point deficit in just 3.5 minutes of the second quarter.
Well, and Shaq hasn't been a factor in that time. But right here, when Robert Horry, he cannot guard Weber. He's proven that. That's the biggest matchup problem they have in the whole series. He can do that anytime he wants.
The Kings explode out of the gates in the second quarter.
Hey, Bob, toss me a cold one.
Well, it's Monday morning, and it looks like the whole world is heading back to work. We've got a couple of tie-ups on the freeway and some construction downtown. Coming up at 10 past the hour, we'll be sports.
Come Monday, we all need a little coaxing. Jeep Grand Cherokee adds another award to its trophy case.
Anything in the mail?
Junk. Hey, look at this.
What?
A credit card pre-approved. You know what that means?
We already have a credit card.
But it's pre-approved. What do you want? A trip to Bermuda?
The Caymans?
Yeah. Or a nice dinner out?
You know what I want? A house.
Using credit wisely is the first step toward owning a home. Call for the free guide on credit from the Fannie Mae Foundation and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
Friday.
Let's eat.
Paul and Annabelle watch Summer Rental
How do they look?
Similar?
and make seafood and eat it stew. Dinner and a movie, Friday at 8 Eastern, only on TBS Superstation.
Defense in the playoffs, something, of course, which even tightens its screws more as you go along, and you can see San Antonio right there. But, Danny, does Sacramento surprise you with their 40% defensive field goal percentage?
Well, like Coach said, they came out and lulled him to sleep with their defense, but now they started double-teaming Shaq. In the last 3 possessions, Turkoglu first, then Christie got the steal, and this time Stojakovic reaches in the passing lane, gets the steal in the easy basket. And Shaq, they've taken the aggressiveness away from him. Now Shaq's going to have to work harder, but they kind of lulled him to sleep.
Shaq has turned it over 4 times. A lot of double teams have forced those turnovers. As you see, Tracy McGrady on the right and Steve Francis on the left. 2 great young players in the NBA. McGrady's Orlando Magic getting knocked out in the first round by Milwaukee. Houston Rockets Steve Francis almost had his team sneak in there, John, late in the season out of the Midwest Division.
I wonder what he finds more important in this game, though, talking on that telephone. I'm about as ready to wear him out when I see him at halftime.
He fits right in with the L.A. crowd.
Yeah, you're right. Most of those people aren't talking to anybody. That's profiling, Danny.
Turkoglu hit. Sacramento has started the second quarter 6 of 8 from the field after shooting only 19% in the first quarter. And Shaquille O'Neal gets his first 2 points of the second quarter.
And no double team can get there fast enough when you catch the ball that low. And Shaq, you know, Pollard's about 265 and 6'11". He looks like a midget out there against Shaq.
Weber outside. Turkoglu to Stojakovic. Shot clock is at 5. Fox defending, and Stojakovic going around Fox with 2 fouls. Stojakovic throwing on the side of Turkoglu. And out of bounds.
The Lakers look like they regained their energy level that time. Before they were playing a little slow, but now a little slowly, but now they seem to be stepping it up a little bit. I think Jackson probably got in their ear a little bit during that last time out.
Well, I tell you what, Sacramento with Stojakovic and Turkoglu has been huge. In game 1, he had a great offensive game and just energizing this team. He's made a tough game.
And Horace Grant can do the same thing for the Los Angeles Lakers. Grant picking up his first 2. And a quick foul. on Teron Lue of the Lakers.
Well, and looking at this, Grant is posting this now. These guys are laying on the defender. The defender's laying on his back. Why not side the guy? Why not step off? Why not make it more difficult for the passer to throw the pass? Anybody in the NBA that you let post you up that low and you just lay on their back, they're going to be able to score.
Lakers by 1. Here comes Weber. 8 points. And defended by Grant. Climbing inside is Chris Weber.
Big fella got the message, I think, Danny. Now he's going to the basket much more stronger.
Well, I'm glad to see Chris Weber get a little bit mad and go to the basket. Now I just like to see him put the same kind of energy on the box out to the defensive end.
Lue caught in a trap. Stolen by Turkoglu. Down court for Bobby Jackson. Gliding in for the 2. And the Kings have their biggest lead tonight, 32-29.
Another huge play by Turkoglu. He's really come in and given this team some spark, some lift, defensive energy. When guys play like that, Coach, it's contagious, and they just play so much better when they're benched. They play with so much more energy.
Well, absolutely, rather than standing around. And I think that they have to change positions a lot more with Shaq. That was one of the things that Bill Russell was saying. You've got to mix up on him because he's so good, you can't give him the same look all the time. That's great with Weber. Weber's going to the basket with force. It makes it much more difficult to defend as opposed to fading. A fadeaway player, you never have any reluctance about being fouling him. You go after the shot with aggressiveness.
Teron Lue raises that off the rim. Weber with the rebound. Los Angeles now trailing 32-29, falling back on defense. Here's Weber with Turkoglu trying to shift the mismatch with the 5'10" Teron Lue. And Weber from outside, missing again. He has not hit one single shot from 15 feet out. Stojakovic missing inside. He's 1 of 5. 1 of 6. Rebound by Bryant.
But all of those were good looks, and I like what he did that time. I wish they had gone into the basket, but in the meantime, he's going in the right direction towards the hole. Talking about going towards the hole.
Wait. A Laker foul called inside. That's the third. Making first on O'Neal. Horace Grant thought it was on him, and he's playing with 2 fouls. Lakers led by 10, now trail by 3, halfway through the second quarter.
Call today for quick carry-out or free delivery and get a large 1-topping pizza and a 2-liter of Pepsi for only $9.99 plus tax.
Try a something baked sandwich. Luigi, you'll say a Stromboli's out of sight. There's great taste any way you slice it. At Fox's Pizza Den.
Menards has everything you need for a beautiful lawn. NK Home Lawn Seed is great for overseeding to thicken existing lawns. 5 pounds are on sale, $5.99. For new lawns or bare spots, use Fast and Fine Seed, $8.99. Kill the weeds, not the grass, with Weed Stop. It kills all major broadleaf weeds on sale, $2.99 after $2 rebate. Green up and clean up with savings from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The NBA playoffs on TBS. Brought to you by Jeep, makers of the Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. Legendary vehicles built to take you anywhere and everywhere you want to go. And by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Shot clock. Carter, one-on-one with Aaron McKee. On the drive with a floater with the right hand. Ribby, no. Get right, Carter, stolen. Vincent Lamar Carter has put the Raps up 94-90.
Well, the words of Charles Oakley certainly had a resounding effect on the performance of Vince Carter, who Has 35 points in Game 1. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on TNT. Allen Iverson, John, you talked to Allen today. He had 36.
Well, I shouted out at him today. He and DeKemba were both getting a haircut. I told them they could let their hair grow if they keep playing the way they're playing.
Philly and Toronto tomorrow at 7. And then Charlotte and Milwaukee will be Thursday on TNT. Here, Sacramento on TBS, leading the Lakers 32-29. Los Angeles had a big lead of 10. Sacramento has outscored Los Angeles 17-4 in this second quarter. Turkoglu has played well coming off the bench, and the bench of Sacramento has been very good in this game. Howard had it rejected inside by Shaq, and here comes Derek Fisher the other way, back in the game.
Well, Shaq has rejected him, but I tell you what, Kevin, I like the Kings going in that direction because I think that nothing but something good can happen if they keep going, particularly if they're not shooting well outside.
Horace Grant hits from outside. Grant has 4 in the second quarter. On this by Stojakovic, who is really staggering. He is 1 of 7 tonight.
And he's missed 3 lay-ins. The last 3 shots he's had are shots he normally makes.
Real good looks. Real good looks.
Horace Grant has hit 3 in a row, and he gives the Los Angeles Lakers a 1-point, 33-32 lead. He had 6. All have been registered in the second quarter.
Who is guarding Grant?
Chris Webber. He's had 2 wide-open shots in transition. He's pointing at other people to pick up his man. Grant goes right around him on the defensive block.
Danny, his defense has been horrible tonight.
In this game, Webber has not played with the energy. I mean, you know, if this guy's an MVP candidate, you got to play both ends of the court.
4.5 to play in the half. Grant defending Webber. Now he's inside in his comfort zone, but missing again. Hemmed in is Bryant, and a foul called with Webber and Pollard hemming him in. Foul called on Webber for the first time tonight.
Well, right here, Pollard just doesn't catch it clean, but you see how Shaq avoids the contact and gets the ball. Talk about Bill Russell. That's Bill Russell-like
Wait a
there.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Inside, Kobe Bryant took off. And the pass errant. Here comes Bobby Jackson the other way. Kings can take a lead into Fisher. The try to scoop, and a foul called inside on Los Angeles.
Well, at least, Kevin, now they're coming down quickly. They're not pumping up those jump shots because they haven't been falling. They're going to the basket and coming away with something. Even a lot of the baskets that they missed were makeable baskets, and they got in great position under the basket to shoot layups as opposed to pumping up outside shots.
Fisher with 2. And here's Bobby Jackson getting another Sacramento bench point. Lakers have been outscored 12-0 with their bench on the low end of that score. Sacramento's bench, Danny, really making a mark in this second quarter.
And, you know, just like in the Phoenix series, they have so much energy that they just stand out. They have so much more energy than the Laker team right now. They're not as talented, but they're playing much better right now, and they're doing a good job of keeping Shaq out of the mix. They've double-teamed him when he's got the ball in the low. When they can keep him in feet.
Fisher spoon feeds Fox inside. Jackson swerving, driving. Webber can't get it, and then taps it up and in.
Well, he made a great second play. The first one was a fantastic miss, which you get nothing for. But in the same token, he came back with a second effort and put it in.
Shaq only has 2 points in the second quarter after putting in 14 in the first, and throws down a right-handed sledgehammer there, and the Lakers up by 1. Pollard threw a monstrous screen at the bench, and Derek Fisher picks up a foul. Pollard with his second tonight.
If you let Shaq catch the ball that low, as strong and as agile as he is, and he gets into that crouch of his, you look at this. I mean, he got the ball, he came down. Well, this is the one when the screen and Jackson comes off of it and they call the foul. But the play before that, when Shaq got the ball in the low post, you get the heck out of the way. If you got good sense, you don't try to defend that. You stop him from getting it there.
All right, Devons is back in, joining Webber, Stojakovic, Christie, and Jackson for the Sacramento Kings. Shaq again, 4 points in the quarter. Fisher throwing up a 3. Rebound chased by hustling Shaquille O'Neal.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to play behind a man, let a man that size outrun you for a loose ball on the floor.
Fisher drives inside, missing the jam. Shaq fights for the rebound. Jackson and Stojakovic at 2-on-2 to the trailing Christie, curling outside. Back across the lane, rejected by Shaq, who is everywhere tonight. O'Neal is unbelievable.
He really is. He's all over the place. But can you believe that tip-in that Weber had down there, that second effort? That was a great play. But Shaq's coming up, and he's energizing the whole crowd like the Sacramento bench did.
Lakers led by 10, trailed by 3, now lead by 1 late first half.
A lot of online brokers still process orders the old way, sending them from one middleman to the next. Is your online order routed to get you the best available price? Daytech Online, built to trade.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
Daytech's advanced routing technology automatically directs your order in an effort to get you the best available price. Daytech Online, built to trade.
The heart of a champion.
You know, I want to tell Mike I think he did a great job. I enjoyed working with him. We had a lot of successes over the 4 years. And certainly Mike shares in all the successes or the failures we have. I mean, that's part of the head coach's job, but this is not a sit up here and try to blame the head coach at all. Just the opposite. This is the beginning of us trying to go a direction that I think would be a real positive one in the future.
And no real surprise there that he was let go. Now the search begins in Portland for a new man.
Well, it's a very unfortunate thing because obviously Mike Dunleavy is a great coach, but that situation just got out of hand. It's the responsibility of the players, as I said before, to play. If you want to be treated like adults, you act like adults and you respond accordingly.
We will be in studio tomorrow night on TNT for our games tomorrow night. And a steal. Derek Fisher had it. Weber knocked him down. Here comes Christian. Over Fox. Into Weber. Over to D-Box.
What a great pass by Chris Weber right there. Good steal by Kobe.
You see that collision. Grant and Weber. Morris is belted hard, and side by side with him is Chris Weber.
I think they're going to be all right. They're getting a break, taking a little blow. But watch this great pass. Weber is so talented. Beautiful pass to Vlade right there, and just hits him out afterward.
He's got the wind knocked out of him. Look like one of those.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a real strong collision, but right there, Kobe gets his hands on the ball, knocks it free. Weber, good hands there. Fisher tries to get the flop. He should play for the Jazz. And that play, great play by Weber, getting him an easy basket. But those guys, that wasn't that big of a hit. We're just trying to get a rest.
John, easy for him to say, huh? Over here, watching from a distance.
But I have to agree with him. I have to agree with him. I think that was actually a rest break. It hurts me to agree with him, though.
I know.
But it hurt. But I definitely feel that he was right about that.
See, they're fine right now. Just catch his wind, get a little drink of water, sprint up the court. He's right back ready to go.
Oh, good.
He milked it. TV coverage.
You sound like Scottie Pippen.
Sounds like Danny Ainge. Don't put that on Scotty.
Scotty was saying that Kobe was faking injuries. Here comes O'Neal. And Shaq has 20.
And with the double team, but they didn't close the double team just to go over and to rest on his back. I like the idea of pressing on and giving different looks to make it difficult for the passer to throw the pass. They're resting on his back. They're at his mercy once he catches the ball.
Jackson to Christie. Bryant was sneaking in. Fisher was defending down low. And a foul is thrown on. It's Kobe Bryant.
And this is a different look. Looking at this, Weber is defending Shaq. When Weber is getting out of the way, he's got good sense. When Shaq has the ball and you let him get it that low. But I think you've got to touch him, side him a little bit, front him some, go back. Give him a lot to think about rather than to just rest on his back like that. An offensive player wants to feel you resting on his back because then he doesn't have to look for you.
Kings from the free throw line tonight have now gone 10 of 12. But from the field, they're only shooting 32%. Yet, they are tied at 39 with the Lakers and have led a good portion of the second quarter. So to shoot 32%, Danny, and be this way against the Lakers, not bad.
I'm not sure I like Weber on O'Neal because they need him to create some offense for him, but maybe he'll start playing defense knowing he's got Shaq. He'll have so much respect for him, and maybe he'll box him out.
Kobe Bryant, 5 of 10, 10 points, 7 rebounds.
As good as he wants to be. As good as he wants to be. And I love the tempo that he's playing at now. It's not pressing. Looked like he was trying to be a star with one play a lot early in the year. Now he's letting it come to him.
Christie goes across the lane. Rebound by Bryant. And here he comes with numbers to the defense. Scooping it up and can't get it to go. Rebound shot inside.
They're beating them to loose balls, Kevin. They're beating them to loose balls, and that is inexcusable. I can't say that enough. A team as powerful as the Lakers, if you can't defend them, at least stop them from getting missed shots after they take their shots.
Stojakovic, it's a rare outside shot. Now 2 of 8. Shaq has 22, and the Lakers lead by 2, and a timeout taken. A 20-second timeout by Phil Jackson and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, this is my house. I call it the Calhoun House of Cheddar. This is my wall of cheese. I love cheese, as you can see. Oh, boy. Cheddar England. Ground zero for us cheddar lovers.
If you love cheddar, nothing's more delicious than Wendy's Cheddar Lovers Bacon Cheeseburger.
This is my first cheesehead hat that I got from my dad.
Bacon, sauteed onions, and tons of cheddar.
The man who put the 2 E's in cheese, Dave Thomas.
Come try Wendy's Cheddar Lovers Bacon Cheeseburger.
The big cheese.
And now Wendy's pickup windows open late so you can eat great, even late.
See you later.
Shaq has 22 points. He had 14 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and he's got 14 rebounds, and he's just tearing it up right down here. He's doing everything better than in game 1, and they've caused some turnovers by double teaming him. But right here, in transition, Weber jumps out of the way. The ball goes loose. Look at Weber, takes off down the court. He's supposed to box out Shaq. Shaq gets the easy dunk. They've got to find a way to take away the easy baskets.
Got to find a way to box out. You're talking about elementary school basketball. The shot goes up. You between the man and the basket. How does he get between you and the basket and you're playing behind him?
Bryant accelerated, lost the ball inside. Jackson off to Stojakovic, who cuts to the defense of Fox. Bryant knocks it away. Devon's got it back. Shot clock at 14, half minutes of play in the first half. Good move by Christie. Down the lane for 2 and ties it at 43 apiece.
Great penetrating move. He went to the basket attack, and they've got to be cautious about it rather than throwing up the shots. But they've got to give some semblance of defense down at this end. They went through a span where they got very aggressive with the Lakers and caught up with them. But now they're getting a little lethargical again with them and letting them get easy baskets, particularly inside.
That is 12 Laker turnovers tonight. It's Weber unable to reel in the pass with 3 seconds to play in the first half.
Now, Sacramento's got a foul to give right here. You don't want to let him get a shot. This is what happened in game 1. They threw the ball long to Shaq, and they got an easy layup for Fisher.
And Fisher, and there's the foul to give Jackson.
It almost got, Fisher was almost in a shooting motion. You got to be careful right there.
He was just about ready to load his gun down.
You know, Doug Christie, that last great drive down there, he's had about 3 or 4 of those penetrating in. He just hasn't been able to finish them. But I like his energy going to the basket and attacking Shaq.
And is that rare for him, Danny, to be slashing inside like that so much in his first half?
No, he's a great athlete. He can penetrate. He's got great quickness and length to finish at the basket. He's just had a tough time tonight finishing.
Fisher trying to beat the buzzer, can't, and we are at halftime. Lakers are 0 of 6 taking 3-point shots, but it doesn't matter because Shaquille O'Neal has been so dominant tonight, even better than his history-making Game 1 Sunday. Let's send it over to Craig Sager.
Well, Bobby, you're watching the game over there. You're down 10. Time for the Energizers to come in there. What'd you try to do to change things around?
Just pick it up and make sure we get some easy baskets. Get my hands out active defensively. Just make sure made the run and push the ball up the court.
They were getting a lot of loose balls, the Lakers were. What was happening there towards the end of the second quarter?
Yeah, they were just out hustling. So, I mean, we had those loose balls. Coach said that in the second quarter. They was getting a lot of loose balls, so we just got to come up with those loose balls. If we do that, we have a great chance to win the game.
You feel better than you did during Game 1?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I feel a lot better. My leg is feeling better. And hopefully we can get this win today.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Kevin.
All right, Craig, the Kings shot 48% in the second quarter compared to 19% shooting in the first. And Ernie Johnson, some interesting numbers. Sacramento's bench had 13 points and 8 rebounds in that second quarter alone. We're tied at 43 here. Let's go to you in Atlanta.
I've got him right back in the game, Kevin. Thank you very much. It is tied at 43. Game 1 of this series, Sacramento led by 1 at the half, and the Lakers won the game by 3. It's the AT&T Halftime Report. Ernie Johnson, Peter Vesey, Mario Ellie, our guest for 2 nights here, and hanging in there very well on a doubleheader night.
Wow.
It's going to be tough to get him out of here as well.
That's not really true. He's kind of yawning in there.
Oh. Don't be telling stories about Mario. He's all over this thing.
He's all on me, man.
Picking out plays and everything else. In fact, his first half analysis coming up right now, talking about Shaquille O'Neal, who has 22 and 14. Take me through his first half.
Well, let's talk about what Shaq's bringing to the table, man. This guy's being so dominant, and you know, he's just getting easy baskets. Danny Ainge made a great point during the intermission that you can't give great players easy baskets, especially Shaq. He's going to finish that, you know, and he's going to get to the free throw line. He's hitting his free throws.
You know, it looks like they started doing what we were talking about last night.
You got to double quick and make Shaq make quick decisions. So they double quick both times they get turnovers. So they need to look at the film at halftime. Rick Adams will tell his guys, let's double quickly and get the ball out of Shaq's hands.
And that's certainly not to imply that Rick Adelman was watching inside last night and said, oh, boy, it just came to me what Kenny and Mario were saying. But they did a better job on him later. And you know better than anybody else what the Sacramento team is capable of. In that first series that you played them, you get big leads on them. They'd go these long periods without scoring, and then bang, you make up the 10.
Well, when you got a great bench, I mean, that was the difference in our series. Their bench did a great job. Bobby Jackson, Scott Pollard, and Hito Turkoglu coming over, give him a lot of energy. You know, they call them the Energizers. Perfect name for them. You know, they were in a little lull. But here comes Bobby picking up full court, getting some easy baskets, and getting the Sacramento team back in the game.
Bobby Jackson, 8 points in the first half. Once again, Shaq, 22 and 14. Now, the story out of Portland, Peter reported earlier tonight that Mike Dunleavy had been fired. They made it official a few hours later. Let's take it from here. What kind of situation is Portland in? We heard from Bob Whitsitt earlier talking about, you know, for the good, I guess, of the organization, a new direction, not holding it against Mike Dunleavy.
Right.
What do you make of it?
Well, first of all, he's trying to tell everybody, putting their spin on it that, you know, he's not going to blame Mike Dunleavy. He's not up on the podium to blame him. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of stuff is getting out already to friends of Whitsitt that, you know, Mike Dunleavy was not doing things there that he was supposed to. Like, one thing they thought that they're putting the blame on him about Jermaine O'Neal, that he's the reason, Mike Dunleavy's the reason that Jermaine O'Neal is not there anymore. And, you know, that's totally wrong, or stuff that he was leading the players astray on minutes this year, wasn't telling them the truth there. It's just putting their spin on it to make themselves look good.
Well, we have all kind of stuff to talk to Mike Dunleavy about tomorrow night when he joins us on TNT in the studio for tomorrow night's doubleheader. When we come back, highlights from Milwaukee. The Hornets and Bucks running in Game 2 at the Bradley Center, where the Bucks have been sizzling. Great game tonight against the Hornets. We'll be back.
The AT&T Halftime Report is brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the NBA.
Budget
has all these cool cars. Jaguars, Rangers.
Mustang convertibles. Oh, the Explorer for only $39.99. How can we let everybody know about that? We'll send out a chain letter.
$39.99. Send this letter to 7 friends or it's bad luck.
Let's forget the chain letter. Let's
The Explorer for $39.99 is a good deal.
Yeah,
it's terrific. Yeah, it's terrific. Jack.
Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Got to admit, it's getting better.
Philips CD recording system. Burn it, play it.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
If you've got a dirty air filter under your hood, you're losing horsepower and killing your gas mileage. That's a fact. Cars that breathe clean air burn less gas.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Get to AutoZone right now. Put in a new air filter, get the horsepower back, and start getting better gas mileage today.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
This is Kingston County, Maine. There are 4 surfers here. Bug, Simon, Mooney, and me. The waves are kind of small, and we only have 1 surfboard. Most of the time, I'll just ride a few waves and come back in. You know, sometimes talking about surfing with your friends is better than surfing without them.
Life tastes good, Coca-Cola.
Get inside the non-stop action on race weekend. Get inside the news and highlights. Get inside the teams, fans, and games. Only at the official site of NASCAR. NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR. Welcome back to the AT&T Halftime Report. Tomorrow night on TNT, as we mentioned, Mike Dunleavy joining us in the studio for our doubleheader, which is the Raptors and Sixers at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, followed by the Spurs and the Mavericks. Kenny Smith not here tonight, working the game with Bob Neal tomorrow at Reunion Arena. Eastern Conference tonight, Game 2 between the Hornets and the Bucks. Ray Allen, look at that little display, almost lost his footing and bottoms out the jumper. Ray Allen had 28 and 9 assists, 28 his career playoff high. T.J. Brown, a surprising offensive source for the Hornets, 19 points and 11 boards. But protecting a 1-point lead late, Charlotte does not foul. Irvin Johnson keeps one alive. Ray Allen keeps it alive again. Then it's 0-0-0 on the board, and still 0 wins for Charlotte in this series as the Bucks grab a 2-0 lead. They're going to play Game 3 Thursday on TNT. That's at the Hive in Charlotte, where they should have 20,000, 24,000 plus wearing headbands and trying to get the Hornets back in that thing. 1-point win for the Bucks, 91-90. What jumps out at you when you look at this game? Why did Milwaukee take a 2-0 lead, Marion?
I think 2 things. The first is Ray Allen's having a tremendous series. They got to find a way to slow him down. He's averaging 27. You know, they got the little guards on him. They may try to put Eddie Robinson on him, maybe to put some size on him. And the second thing, you got to know the situations at the end of the game. I felt they had a foul to give. You know, only 2 seconds separates them. If they don't get the rebound, the game is over. So foul, take your chances at the free throw line, and at least get a shot off, give your guys a chance to either tie the game or win the
They game. had a foul to give, and then they had to take a foul. I mean, there were
Absolutely.
2 fouls you had to make in
Yeah.
a short period of time.
Before
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely a mistaken strategy. But, you know, Charlotte's asset was supposed to be the rebounding, right? That's where they were supposed to dominate. Well, they've been beaten off the boards in both games by Milwaukee. Also the bench, huge disparity in the bench. The Bucks in the first game, 33-13. Second game, 22-15.
Hey, while we've got you, and we've got a little bit of time here, last week you wrote about Danny Ainge possibly in this Portland mix, and
actually interviewed him.
And so, can we put that to bed, or do you think that's a possibility there at all?
No, I believe Danny. I believe that they need to get, as I said before, somebody who's very popular in that area. He played for the Blazers, and he was born in Eugene, Oregon. It's a place where his family would love to be, but he does not want to coach for the next couple of years. He wants to spend it with his family. But if he could replace Whitsitt as the president, now that he might be interested in doing. Wow. Right, Danny?
Well, perhaps he'll respond sometime in the second half. Just pick him up off the floor. Back to put the finishing touch on the AT&T halftime report in just a second. Here on TBS, all tied up after 24 minutes. The Kings and the Lakers at 43. Shaq's being a monster.
With the 512th pick in the NBA fan draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Ruth Gilman.
Every time you use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, you could be drafted to an NBA team. If your team goes to the finals, you go too, and get a $25,000 signing bonus. Just dial down the center, 1-800-CALL-ATT. The more you call, the more chances you have to win a trip to the NBA Finals.
Yo, what's up, dog?
Introducing new Armor All Protectant Wipes. Armor All Shine and Protection, now in a wipe.
Officers continuing the pursuit on the ground. The truck is crossing all lanes. He's turning off. He's spinning out. Patrol units have a block. Suspect moving. Suspect moving.
Can't get enough peanuts? Get a Payday. Sweet caramel and tons of salty peanuts.
Hey, Peter. Well, how's this? You pay less for every gallon of gas you buy at Mobil when you use the small business card. You know American Express. Say a fill-up is 30 gallons. You got 7 trucks. You fill them up a couple of times a week. You'd save over $600 a year just by using this card. So why would you pay any other way?
Every year, we help small business save real money on gas, shipping, travel, and more. What can we do for your business? Call us at 1-800-SUCCESS.
Obviously, this is top secret, or we wouldn't be here. Until next week, this meeting never happened. This is go, no-go, folks. Our product line's mesh, go. Our growth, your cash flow, go.
Finance is in.
The street will love it.
The press will eat it up.
No SEC issues.
If we do this deal, we'll have 8 server farms, 10 extranets, and 10 different platforms, plus the wireless project.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
Friday.
Let's eat.
Paul and Annabelle watch Summer Rental.
How do they look?
Similar?
But make seafood and eat it stew. Dinner and a movie, Friday at 8 Eastern. Only on TBS Superstation.
Welcome back to the AT&T Halftime Report. Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, comes your way after this game. Peter Vesey, Mario Ellie here in the studio with me.
He's awake.
Hey, he's doing great.
Oh, I like that. 3-time champ. That looks good. That looks good.
And for the if he's awake line, there we go.
There you go.
I was a little late on that. Wake me up. Hey, there's the clicker, or the ticker. Call it whatever you want. Shaq has 22. He also has 14 boards. Remember, he had 44 points in game 1, 22, roughly half
They
of
held him
that.
to 8 points and 3 rebounds in the second quarter.
He said that he did it.
The AT&T Halftime Report has been brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the NBA.
1 second. West throws it up. He makes it.
Doing more, performing at my best, uses up nutrients.
Centrum Performance helps replace them with more key B vitamins plus ginseng and ginkgo.
It helps energize my mind and body. Life's demanding, but I thrive on it.
Centrum Performance. Life demands it.
The summer blockbuster season has begun. So hang on for the most exciting ride you'll take all year. The Mummy Returns. Rated PG-13. Now playing everywhere.
Thursday night on Movies for Guys Who Like Movies. Traffic, rude people, the idiot who can't get your order right.
This is what I'm talking about.
Michael Douglas takes a walk on the wild side and blows a gasket with Robert Duvall and Barbara Hershey in Falling Down. And Rick's got some inside scoop on Mr. Zeta Jones.
Couldn't leave it alone, could you?
He was named the United Nations Messenger of Peace.
Pleasure frequenting your establishment.
Falling Down, 10:45 Eastern, Thursday night on the Superstation.
The Schick Extreme 3. Triple blade performance. Pivoting head, and after a bunch of great shaves, you just toss it and serve up another. Schick Extreme 3.
Schick,
Shave something.
The new version of Oracle will make your website 3 times faster, or we'll give you $1 million.
What are you doing? Who are you guys? You got the wrong guy.
Think this is harsh? Well, it's what you do to your car every day. All that stop-and-go driving is torture on your engine. But Pennzoil with Pure Base is formulated to protect against the harshness of all that stopping and starting. Stop-and-go protection from Pennzoil. Try Pennzoil Synthetic for protection during hot summer conditions.
Never seen him do that trick before. Does it sting?
Nah.
Talk about your bad luck, though. Hey, let me get you a refreshing Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'd much appreciate it.
A hard day calls for a hard lemonade. Make it Mike's.
CNN Sports Illustrated, the sports network more people are switching to. Call your cable or satellite provider.
It was the 7th game of the 1992 National League Championship Series.
The bases are full of Braves. Bream carries the winning run.
Down by 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
The runners lead.
2 heroes emerged.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Bream. Here's the throw to the plate. Braves win. Braves win. Frank Cabrera got the game winner.
The memory still lingers nearly a decade later.
Ready? Let's go.
Now, Sid Bream and Francisco Cabrera join forces again to travel across this great land with just one mission: to spread the spirit of the Braves' winning tradition. Look out, America. Here comes the big helmet. The Atlanta Braves' great baseball tour all season long on TBS Superstation.
This is TBS Superstation.
There's nothing fake about this.
And it's time to separate the men from the boys.
Don't try this at home.
Every Wednesday night.
It's as dangerous as you can get.
Enter the bazaar.
I don't think I'm broken, I'm just a little cracked.
And amazing world.
People get very freaked out.
Of Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Until you see it, you can't imagine it.
Hosted by Dean Cain.
It's exciting.
Ripley's is the most watched.
So it never gets boring.
#1.
It's definitely sexy.
Original series.
It's really fun.
On cable TV.
They think it's an illusion, but it's not.
It's quite possibly the most shocking show on television.
This is where it becomes quite horrifying.
It does a real number on you.
You will love this circus.
I am pumped up.
Believe it.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Before you know it, your life has totally changed.
Wednesday at 8 Eastern, only on TBS.
It knocked the wind out of me.
No wonder they call it the Superstation. This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of dissemination of this telecast, or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
It's a great night in Hollywood. We are at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles on TBS tonight. Lakers and Kings in a good one in Game 2 Western Conference semifinal. We talked before the game how difficult it is to call a game with a big man like Shaq in the middle.
Yeah, let's just be aware of the 3 seconds so that we can, from a position of strength, say that it's not 3 seconds, if in fact there is there. Okay? Good.
And then we put the clock on him.
Well, right here, he comes down in transition, and he's in the lane for 4 seconds, and they don't get the call. He ends up scoring the basket. This one, he's not really doing much, gaining an advantage. He's kind of roaming around in the lane, 5 seconds. Probably good that there was a no call there. And this time, he's just kind of milling around, not doing much of anything, but he never does get out of the lane until it's too late.
Well, an official doesn't call that if a man is moving. You know, coaches set up officials by saying to them, a person like Shaq is in the lane 3 seconds. Why not? You can't guard him if you're behind him. You can't guard him in front. But most players are in the lane more than 3 seconds if you were literally going to call it. But as long as you're continuously moving, and that's the objective of telling the official that you're okay. If you stand there for 7 seconds.
No way. No way. That's 3 seconds. Call it.
No way in the world. You keep moving.
Let's move on over to Craig Sager.
Get off.
Well, thanks, Kevin. Rick Edelman was very happy with that first half. The only concern is Shaq on the board. He said we did a pretty good job. We played hard, but we have to keep Shaq off the offensive boards. Let somebody else try to beat us. As for Phil Jackson, he wasn't at all happy. He thought they got caught into Sacramento's type of game, up and down the floor running, 12 turnovers, far too many. He said, we know Sacramento likes to crank it up. We cannot play like that. We have to play more conservatively and slow it down on offense and get the ball to the big fella. Kevin?
Thank you, Craig. Shaq was huge. 14 in the first quarter, 22 for the first half. And he used every muscle he had to carve his way, John, that great first half.
Well, you've got to tag him, and you've got to get off of him, and you've got to give him a lot more to think about. You can't just rest on his back and play behind him and expect to defend him. Whether the double comes or not, he's indefensible if you're going to do that. You got to give him some looks, make him find you, because he needs to find you in order to operate in that.
And tonight's Home Depot game summary. Points in the paint, but the bench points, Danny, pretty remarkable story through one half.
Yeah, I love the bench of Sacramento. They've done such a good job, and no production out of the Laker bench was a little bit surprising, especially with some of the minutes they got. But, you know, again, Lakers are shooting miserably from the three-point line in the playoffs. I got to believe that Sacramento's going to come out and take the ball out of Shaq's hands more this half.
Lakers 1-5 shooting threes tonight. D-Bot's missing right there. Lakers out there with Grant, Bryant, Fisher, Fox, and Shaquille O'Neal.
And the Kings aren't going to the offensive boards. The Lakers aren't known to be a running team. You have nothing to lose by attacking the offensive boards if you're the Kings.
Kobe, seductive fake, twisty bit, and a foul.
And this is the time of the game in Game 1 where Kobe kind of just cruised his way through the first half and came out in the third quarter and exploded huge. You know, a lot of young guys come out with a lot more energy than the older guys to start the second half. And I expect Kobe to look for it. First time down the court, gets to the free throw line. Great play by Kobe.
And here's another surprising point of this game. That is only the 6th Los Angeles free throw tonight. And Bryant knocks it in.
Well, I know Shaq is shooting a much better percentage from the free throw line this year than in the past, but they still need to foul him more.
Game 2 for the Raptors and Sixers. Game 3 for the Spurs and Mavericks. All tomorrow night on TNT. Beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. The NBA playoffs in Turner Sports. Jason Williams unleashes a 3. Rebound by Bryant.
And see, I don't have a problem with the shot because he's wide open and he's a good shooter. But there wasn't one person inside the paint, even below the free throw line, when he took that shot. Zero chance for an offensive rebound.
Well, particularly playing on someone else's court, you want a fast-paced game, but you want a better shot selection. Also, you want to put them in a position where you have a chance to go to the free throw line on the shots you take. That may be a late in the clock shot, but not that early in the clock.
Fisher missed the 3. Here comes Sacramento with Chris Webber on top. 12 points, 5 of 13 shooting. Stojakovic missing terribly again.
That's atrocious right there. I mean, I know Sacramento plays free and easy. You got to give some guys some shots like that, but they spent the whole 24-second clock to get that.
Fisher for 3. Rebound Fox to Bryant. Bullets it into Shaq. Who beats T-Bots on the block and gives the Lakers a 3-point lead.
Well, the Kings came out in that trance again. They've got to energize themselves. They've got to pick up what happened when they put their energizers in from the bench, because now they're taking terrible shots. They're not going to the offensive board, and they're not getting back quickly.
John Webber has not hit one outside shot tonight.
Well, he shouldn't be taking all those outside shots. Chris has so much of a repertoire inside that he needs to go inside and create some confusion in there.
13 Lakers turnovers. Christie missing the triple and picked up by Fisher. A very ragged beginning to the second half.
You know, it just doesn't seem like either team wants to win this game. Right there, he takes a three-pointer, and not one person crossed the three-point line, let alone the free throw line that time.
Rick Adelman's face looked like he had a stomach cramp on that last one.
Kobe trying to duck inside, missing, but Webber right there. Sacramento has started this third quarter 0 of 5 from the field. Evans, Weber, Christie, Stojakovic. Jason Williams out there as Christie now maneuvers, hooks it off to Vlade. The fake by Bryant, the drive inside, the reverse won't go, and Grant is there to vacuum in the rebound. No tempo, no flow to the second half.
No,
for either team.
And you can see the defensive energy. I mean, there is none. Compared to when Bobby Jackson, Turkoglu, and Pollard come out, the energy level goes up twice as much energy.
And a foul inside as Shaq just picked up Kobe like a rag doll. And the foul is called on Christie. That's the third on Doug Christie. Weber and his points, that's where they've come from.
And, you know, and he can make the outside shot. You know, he goes through games where he shoots it, but throughout the playoffs, this has been the story right here.
Both teams having a hard time getting uncorked here in the second half.
Introducing the new 200-horsepower Chrysler Sebrings. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
My family is very important to me. They're going to be around forever. And, you know, golf will only be here just for us a little while.
My word, what a difficult game this is. What a humbling game. What a great lesson in life.
Get an up-close and personal portrait of today's golf professionals on a Golf Channel profile.
Welcome to Tech TV, the ultimate resource for technology news, information, and entertainment.
This is where I belong.
On air, online, Tech TV is the network that plugs you into the wired world. Tech TV, it's what's next.
The NBA playoffs on TBS. Brought to you by Budget, who has a variety of great rental cars for people who like renting great cars. And by Daytech Online, the online broker that's built to trade.
Let's take a look at the American Express leaderboard. Tonight's category, Sixth Man of the Year award winner, Aaron McKee, and not a better player they could have chosen from the Philadelphia 76ers. Tim Thomas right there. Ellis of Minnesota. Bobby Jackson, number 4 in voting, and a very good selection.
Bobby Jackson has had a good year, and he's really given some energy and some defense to this Sacramento team and played some good point guard. His offense has really improved over time, but I was glad to see Aaron McKee win it. I think that he definitely deserved it. He was the top 6 man this year.
Kobe Bryant from the free throw line tonight has gone 2 of 3. From the field, though, that's where the real story has been written in the second half. Teams combined, John, 1 of 10 from the field.
Well, you know, and it's an interesting game in watching the fact that even the way the Sacramento's playing, the Lakers are still not that far in front of them. They should be dominating this game and up by about 15 points or so. But it's interesting to watch the fact that as poorly as they play, the Kings are still in this game, and they're on the Lakers' home court.
Here's Weber losing the ball, and out of bounds it goes. Listen to this. Stojakovic and Weber combined tonight, 18 points. You're talking about 2 players that through the playoffs and most of the regular season comprised almost half of Sacramento's offense.
Well, you know, I guess I don't have as much respect for Stojakovic's game as Coach Adelman does. I mean, I think he's a terrific player, but he has a tough time creating his own offense a lot of times. And right now, he's working hard to get nothing. And Shaq, he scores so easy on the inside. I think Weber has the advantage right now in this matchup. And he's standing out at the three-point line right now watching, shooting jump shot.
Another outside shot. Finally, he douses one, the first long-distance shot. John, he is hit tonight.
But I agree with Danny. Even though he made that shot, he's got to get inside by penetrating. They've got to get out on the break. They've got to step their defense up and become more aggressive. Unfortunately, as poorly as they've been playing, they're still in a position where they can do some damage in this game.
Rick Fox gives the Lakers a 7-point lead. L.A. has led by as many as 10. Kings have led by as many as 3. Divac.
Look, it's very little movement right now.
Williams missing again. Jason Williams has only 2 points, and both have come from the free throw line. 0 of 5 tonight shooting from the floor.
And I honestly don't blame Jason Williams. I don't know what they're running on offense. I have no comprehension of it. They're standing outside. They have no offensive rebounding and no movement. It's like they expect the player to create his own offense.
No call. Fisher open for the shot. Stojakovic the rebound. Stojakovic is 2 of 9. Weber is 6 of 15. Divac is 2 of 7. Williams 0 of 5. Christie 2 of 9. Weber again, driving on Grant, feeding to Divac. Fisher from behind tried to snare it. And Fisher picks up his 3rd. And he is the lone Laker with 3 fouls tonight. And Christie's got 3. He is the lone King with 3 tonight for Rick Adelman.
Well, Phil Jackson was upset because at halftime he felt that the Lakers were playing at the pace of the Kings. Now the Kings are playing at the pace of the Lakers. They're walking down the floor. They're not really being active on defense. They've got to get out and try to create that hectic pace that they were creating earlier in the game.
Horace Grant the miss. Stojakovic taps it, but right back to Grant. No hustle on that play at all. Bryant, the spin goes airborne, hits.
Well, here come the Energizers right now, and I think that that's a great move on his part because he definitely needs some energy at this point.
Christie the drive, yeah. Pollard, Turkoglu, and Jackson set to check in as Kobe Bryant puts up a corkscrew shot, which gives the Lakers a 9-point lead.
Well, Kobe could do this in the open court anytime he wants, and he's playing very unselfishly. This guy could go out there and score 40, especially with Shaq on the court because he demands so much attention. And Kobe's not going to get double-teamed, but he's so gifted. But he's been very patient tonight. But, you know, a lot of people probably saying, well, how come the starters can't play with energy? You know, that's the question I keep having.
I'm one of them.
I'm one of them, too.
That question.
All I know is that Turkoglu and Jackson and Pollard play with energy every night out. They're not perfect. Now, that's energy.
And that's a move inside.
And that's what he needs to do. He doesn't need to be outside throwing up those jump shots. Christie just blessed himself out there. I guess he's calling on help from the Lord. He's not getting help from his teammates with energy.
Here's O'Neal inside, lost the ball, and a foul. As Christie took one in the chops, and a Shaq foul. Number 2 on him.
The Weber right here, he's had his way on Grant and Ori down in the post whenever he's really forced the issue. And right there, they're going to have to double-team him. And Phil Jackson's hoping he doesn't have to double-team Weber. The Weber's going to continue. They'll give him 25 open jump shots if that's what he wants.
Ryan Shaw is checked in for the Lakers, John.
Well, and particularly because they're not going to the offensive boards. If you look right there, you've got 5 Lakers on the inside. The Lakers aren't necessarily a fast-breaking team, particularly when Fisher's not in the game. You have nothing to lose if you're the Kings by at least when a shot goes up. Go to the offensive boards with 4 guys or 3 guys.
Lakers, Kobe Bryant puts one in.
And, you know, starting out this half, the Lakers, but there haven't been a lot of energy on the Lakers side either. And that's why it's so great to have a young guy like Kobe Bryant because he feels it. He's going, hey, that's like the beginning of the season when there was all this talk about Kobe being selfish and playing one on. Right now, he senses the lack of energy on this team, and he's taking it over because Shaq is not demanding and forcing the issue.
Yeah, and you're not telling me about Christie. I don't recall him driving as much by himself, solo, as I've seen tonight.
But I think he can against this team because the Lakers are not quick on the perimeter.
Shaw just picked up his 3rd. Christie inside, scoops it up but can't hit. Somehow first 3, but the shot not there, and here comes Fox. Turkoglu defending. Fox with the drive into Shaq as he plays twister with Pollard and Jackson, and here comes Bobby streaking the other way.
Well, and that's what they've got to do. They've got to be aggressive defensively, help out, get down quickly. Christie definitely is capable of penetrating because he's athletic enough, as Danny says, but it's hard to do once you walk the ball down the court.
Kings have 9 turnovers. Kings are shooting 31%. 44% shooting for the Lakers. The steal by Jackson on the 15th Laker turnover. Fox Jackson. Jackson take it inside.
Well, that's the pace they want. When they're walking and playing the way the Lakers play, then they're not as successful. This team is a quick passing team up and down the floor. You've got to get some penetrations, and that's a great play on Jackson's part. He goes across and tries to deny the ball, then he pushes it back down court. And as Danny said, the Lakers aren't getting back quickly either.
No, they're just lethargic. They're just kind of going through the motions. I don't know how much respect they have for Sacramento's play right now.
Fox picked up his third foul. Here comes Bobby Jackson at the free throw line. First free throw missed tonight. He has 8 points in 16 minutes. As you take a look at Fox, who is battling foul trouble most of the night, coming off a 45-minute display in Game 1 where he was sensational. Timeout.
Believe it or not, many online brokers still rely on the technology of yesteryear. Is your online broker even trading online? Datec Online, built to trade.
Some experiences stay with you, like the feeling of driving the new Chrysler Sebring convertible. With a 200-horsepower V6 engine and race-inspired suspension, it's an exhilarating experience that lingers. Now, well-qualified returning Gold Key lessees can lease the Sebring LX convertible for $329 a month.
A beer is only as good as the ingredients used to brew it. That's why Budweiser uses only the finest all-natural ingredients, hand-selected to deliver a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you won't find in any other beer at any price.
This was for you.
Some guys take their car's performance a little more seriously than others. That's why they turn to Valvoline SynPower Complete Fuel System Treatment. Unlike some fuel additives, SynPower cleans beyond the fuel injectors all the way through the combustion chamber. Valvoline SynPower. Synthetic oils, additives, and cleaners.
With Datec Online, most trades are executed in mere seconds. Plus, Datec pledges to execute your marketable online order within 60 seconds or the commission's waived. Datec Online, built to trade.
This Sunday on TBS Superstation, a skilled hitman has a crisis of conscience on a particular hit and seeks the help of a forger, but the people who hired him for the job are intent on finishing it and killing him. Chow Yun Fat. Mira Sorvino, star in the world broadcast premiere of Replacement Killers. Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern on TBS.
That'd be a good nickname for the Sacramento bench, the Replacement Killers.
Yeah, they're coming in right now and energizing this team. Kobe Bryant has been a killer, 29 points in Game 1, and tonight Bryant with a quiet 17, but so easy, certainly within the context of the Laker offense.
Well, very much in the context of the Laker offense, but the danger of having a player like that, if things are going bad and you just clear out of his way, he's capable of dominating the game from his position almost as much as Shaq is.
Here comes Kobe with a move on Christie, faced a quick double team. Now Jackson covers Shaw, so it's on top of Fox. He bumps into Turkoglu, who draws the foul for the Sacramento Kings.
You know, Kevin, right on that play is where Kobe has matured. He went in, hunted on the post up. When you look at this, before he would have forced this up any kind of shot. Now he took his time, got the ball back out. He knows that he can get the amount of shots he wants, and he's a little bit more patient now in getting those shots.
Lakers shooting 44%. Driving inside. Rick Fox has got 6.
Well, that was a great play, set up on their out of bounds. Just slice over the top of Shaq, and Fox, the experienced player, set that screen up well. Turkoglu wasn't expecting it.
This 10-point Laker lead ties the biggest Los Angeles lead tonight. Here comes Weber. Working on Grant, leaning in. Grant knocked it away. Shaw saves it. Ahead it goes to Fox. Under 4 to play in the third. O'Neal defending Powell and a foul.
Here's a taking the ball out of bounds. And Fox is going to walk Turkoglu into the screen. Shaq's man, Pollard, is not going to give a bump because he's so concerned about Shaq. Takes him right in there, sets him up, bumps him right off the Shaq. Great feed by Brian Shaw, but no help from the big man that you usually get because, again, Shaq demands all your attention.
Well, the beauty of what Fox did on that play is, just as you said, Danny, he didn't run to telegraph the play. An inexperienced player would have dashed from a distance. He walked him back to Shaq and then picked up the minute he lined him up on Shaq's body.
Here comes Shaq. And his second free throw is in. Talk about disappointing night. Scott Pollard has been disappointing in game 1. 9 points, 14 rebounds. Tonight, Pollard, no points and 1 rebound. Kings with it, shooting 31%.
Well, Chris Webber's the guy that's got to take charge right now. If they hope to get back into this thing and to do what they need to do, Webber's got to initiate a lot of stuff.
Great save by Fox. Bryant at the other end. Feeds to Shaq. Falls inside. Tip and try. Bryant for it inside in the Sacramento foul. It is beginning to unravel for the Sacramento Kings.
Well, with Stojakovic out of the game, Fox's new assignment is Turkoglu. He had a good game in game 1 offensively. He crowds him. He knows he's going to get help. He fights over the top of the Pollard screen, what little screen there was, and then he gets the loose ball. Great effort by Fox and a good strip. And then at the other end down here, did you see that footwork of Shaq? Catching the ball full blast, spinning, shooting the jumper. And again, he demands so much attention. Horace Grant right there for the rebound.
Well, he made a move very similar to Kobe. Kobe spun and passed it to him. Shaq got it and said, I can do that too.
Weber gets the rebound. Biggest Laker lead right now of the game, 12 points, 60-48, with 3:20 to play in the third. Christie with a nice move. Jackson, Turkoglu for 3. Turkoglu has pretty much been on the money. He's got 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field. And the Kings crawl to within 9.
All set up by Doug Christie's penetration. Attacked the basket, drew the defense, and they all sucked in, left Turkoglu wide open.
Flung inside. Christie held the ball. He thought there should be a jump, and Christie will draw his 5th, make it his 4th personal foul.
Well, and looking at this, it looks like all ball. Christie is going with him. He moves quick, but I think that the thing that Brian did extremely well is he continued to try to push the ball up to try to accentuate the body contact, but Christie did a heck of a job of moving with him. But anytime Kobe wants to take a man one-on-one, he can either get somebody out or open or make the play. The Kings still are not doing a good job of boxing out, though. The Lakers are getting too many second shots after they do run their offense.
The Kings tonight, as you see the foul problems that Christie is enduring right now, the Kings tonight have gotten horrible shooting from their starters. Stojakovic on the right, 2 of 9. Divac, 2 of 7 on the left.
And, you know, people would say, well, Sacramento's a much better shooting team than the Lakers, and I would have to agree, but the difference is the quality of shots. Sacramento gets such a worse quality of shots than the Lakers.
Christie from Weber, bumping into Shaq. Shaq clock at 6. Grant defending Christie. No place to go. Weber throws up a prayer. And here's a rebound, number 19 for Shaquille O'Neal. 19 rebounds and 27 points for Shaq.
Not a bad night.
No. Shaw. Into Shaq. Pollard is there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, and that's that footwork again you're talking about, Kevin. I mean, anytime that you can adjust, a guy's playing behind you and you can still get behind him for the lob, you've got to have great foot quickness.
We are seeing another performance by Shaquille O'Neal that is absolutely mesmerizing.
I'm the cool cat who read all that. Every book from front to back. I even read the tiny type. I read each one from day to night. I read about that famous flight and terrified by tales of fright. Every page I did indeed. I'm one cool cat who loves to read. It's not coincidental. Reading is fundamental.
balance of Chrysler Sebring sports sedan. Proof that it's not the destination, it's the drive. Sebring LX Sedan has the highest government front crash test rating, and now well-qualified returning gold key lessees can lease one for $259 a month.
The semifinals are upon us with lots to catch my eye. The Motivation Award for 2001 goes to Charles Oakley for his veteran prompting of star Vince Carter. Terry Porter at 38 and Antonio Daniels ably covered for Derek Anderson last night. Can it continue? Toronto, aren't you glad you didn't make that Del Curry trade this spring? 20 big points in Game 1. And finally, the NBA Sportsmanship Award to David Robinson in a runaway. You see, there really are some great guys in this league.
And he's one of them, and look at what San Antonio will take with that 1-2 punch of Duncan and Robinson into Dallas. Game 3 tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern Time on TNT. Dallas with their backs against the wall, John, but that crowd there, like we saw in Game 4 in the first round against Utah, can really make a difference.
Well, and Dallas is another team that is very significant when their outside shots are going in. When those guys are coming down and hitting the outside shots, they can make it very difficult for anybody. But even though you're losing Anderson, you also have two of the best big guys on that team that can really rotate and hurt you in a lot of ways.
Turkoglu clearly fouled. Sacramento, fourth foul put on Brian Shaw. Sacramento in the third quarter, a paltry 3 of 14 from the field and 4 turnovers. Turkoglu is one of the bright spots for this team.
You know, and I have to give a lot of credit to the Lakers because they do have a good defense. When they want to play defense, they can be as good as any team in basketball. But they thought they came out of the locker room very lethargic and just settled for bad shots. And they got, and when you start missing it, the basket becomes smaller and smaller.
Weber 7 of 19, Christie 2 of 10. You saw some other players. Jason Williams, who has started both halves, 0 of 5. But they've gotten a performance from Jackson and Turkoglu. Howard is scoreless. He now defends O'Neal, as does Turkoglu on a squeeze inside, and doesn't matter. They still find Grant open, and he gets it for 2. And Grant has got 9.
Well, those are basically hustle baskets. Again, you talk about second efforts. You're not going to play against a team like the Lakers and give them second and third efforts.
Has Shaq ever played better in his career? Ever?
I think he played this good last year. I mean, this is just look at that. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, they're playing with him now. They're actually literally playing with him. Shaq is having fun.
But if you body him to try to beat him to position and get in front, that's the downside of that. And that's why teams play behind him, because he can spin out and lob, and he creates so much space on that lob.
Jackson. And you can't play behind him and then let him go to the offensive boards. One of the reasons you play behind a guy is to stop them from getting a second shot. They're playing behind him, resting on his back. He's getting offensive rebounds and even getting lobs. At least you bump him on that move that he's going through there for that alley-oop.
Kobe inside. The Lakers are shredding the Kings. 70-55. They've blown the game open. Bryant picks up a foul right there as Jackson tries to pierce the defense. Third on Kobe.
Well, right here, you see Pollard try to bump Shaq right there to keep him from getting low, and he just spins out. And because of the illegal defensive rules, there can be nobody there to help. So you're on an island one-on-one trying to defend Shaq. That's why teams play behind him.
Well, and the only way that you can stop a lob, in most instances anyway, is pressure the guy that's making the pass. Don't let him have a good look at the basket. Whoever's guarding that guy's got to jump out there real quick and really put a lot of pressure on the ball.
There's his dad, Sarge. Shaq will sit down. A much-needed break. 31 points, 19 rebounds. Everybody, including old Papa's, up there on his feet, applauding. One of the great players in the history of the game. And John, let's go back to a conversation you had earlier today with Bill Russell. Did Russell think that Shaq was as good as we all think he is?
No, he thinks he's a great player. It's no question about that. And his point was because of how good he is, you've got to give him a lot of different looks. You can't just give him one look. He said that Shaq is too smart as a player to give him one look and think he's not going to make an adjustment during the entire game. You front him some, you side him some, you beat him down the court and stop him from getting in position. And then you ask for help. On top of that, he still won't only get for 39.
And I asked Shaq today, I said, Shaq, could Bill Russell guard you? And he said, a young Bill Russell? And a young Shaq? I said, yeah. He goes, no, he's too light. That's what Shaq said. He thinks Bill Russell's the greatest of all time because of the championship rings he won. But
well, a whole lot of people said that, but very few people got it accomplished.
Stojakovic picks up a foul. All right, then who do you take? Who's better? Who's the better player?
Listen, that's exactly right. Let me put it this way. They're two different kind of players, but let's not stop at Shaq. Let's take anybody that's played in that hole. There's one man that's got 11 championship rings, and the object of the game is to win. Shaq may be that if he gets 12 championship rings. I'll be ready to concede that.
And let's throw in Wilt Chamberlain, too.
Let's throw in anybody.
Jabbar.
Anybody.
Christie. Seconds remain in the third quarter.
I know Bill Russell's the best golfer, Coach. Down to single digits.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Christie tried to get fancy, went behind his back. Here comes Grant. Off to Kobe. Slashing inside, off balance, won't go, and a foul. Turkoglu.
You know, a whole lot hasn't been said about this young man, Kobe, but I tell you what, he deserves a lot of credit. He received a lot of criticism early in the year for being selfish, looking out for himself. But I tell you what, he's shown that he's a true champion because he's made the sacrifices. Anytime he wants to, he can go one-on-one and do what he wants to do out there. But I love how he's been patient. I love how he's including other people. But they'll need him before it's all over to go one-on-one. You mark my words.
Ron Liu will check in. Final 2.9 seconds of this third quarter as you see the banners high above the Staples Center. Looking for a second consecutive championship banner to put up there. Weber winding up the third quarter. Christie by Fox. Firing, missing. A great third quarter for Shaquille O'Neal and the Los Angeles Lakers matching game one. We thought, how can he possibly improve on what was a tremendous first game of this 7-game set? He has, and the Lakers are on a roll, leading 74-56 at the end of 3.
We need a car?
A minivan.
No.
An SUV.
With leather.
Blue.
Green.
Bluish green.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Now we need insurance.
And a loan.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting. Got a craving for a really great chocolate bar? There's only one answer. Creamy, crispy, Nestle Crunch. When you gotta have chocolate, it's crunch time. Try the Big Shack size for a lot more chocolate and a lot more crunch.
Honey, did you get paper plates? You got ice, right?
Short trips really beat up your engine, but Pennzoil with Pure Base is formulated to protect against the harshness of everyday driving. We can't change the way you have to drive, but we can protect you from it.
What kind of steaks did you get?
Stop and go protection from Pennzoil. Try Pennzoil Synthetic for protection during hot summer conditions.
Here's a tip. American Express has this membership rewards program. Sign up and you get points when you pay with a small business card. You've got 100 points here, you've got, say, 300 points here. That'll be 4,000 points on this week's deliveries alone. You've got lots of ways to pay, but this card can take you to Hawaii, so Why pay any other way?
Small business owners have earned billions of points to spend on travel, equipment, and more. To sign up for membership rewards, visit us at AmericanExpress.com.
Perfect Drive is our best rewards program.
After just 4 rentals, our customers get everything from golf clubs to ski goggles.
And spa treatments. What if we also throw in a personal trainer?
Hi, I'm Todd.
Hi.
Today we're going to work glutes. Walnut?
Personal trainer seems a bit much. Yeah.
The rewards program is perfect.
Yeah, people love free stuff.
Under a full moon, we're back in glitzy Los Angeles. This is the NBA on TBS, the playoffs from the city of Angels, and that's what the Lakers have played like tonight. Angels, they've been kissed in every move. 74-56 at the end of 3 now. Our budget rent-a-car fast break. Even though there is such a one-sided advantage in bench scoring, as you see 22-zip for Sacramento, it hasn't mattered because the starters have been so good tonight for Los Angeles. O'Neal with 31, Bryant with 23, that it hasn't mattered. The Lakers are shooting almost 50%, the Kings 32. And at the end of 3 as we start the 4th, Lakers 74-56. Former Laker John Barry is checked into the game for the first time tonight. Out there with Christie, Webber, Jackson, and here's Barry, wheeling his way inside, scooping up a shot, jousting with Ori, picked up by Jackson.
But more importantly, Barry is hustling. He's fighting for loose balls.
Yeah, the guard just picked up their first offensive rebounds, and they got Webber standing. He hasn't even crossed the three-point line yet, trying to get an illegal defense on Shaq. I understand that. But you got to try to get some offensive rebounds.
Well, that's one of the things I haven't understood, Danny, particularly because of the fact that the Lakers are a notoriously fast-breaking team. You have nothing to lose by going to the offensive boards. In most of the game, they had sent either one guy or no guys to the offensive boards as if they're afraid of the Lakers fast-breaking them.
Well, you've seen Adelman. He's going to small. He's putting Webber at center, and he's going with 4 perimeter players, the best shooters on the team. And they're just going to attack and see if he can try to create tempo right now. To pick it up full court with their defense.
Quick little sports are kind of a 4-on-the-floor offense. But you used to run, Danny, in Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, except we didn't have anybody like Webber inside, or Shaq.
There's Shaq again trying to slide his way down the baseline. He and Kobe Bryant tonight have been great. Webber picks up his second personal foul inside.
They've been great, and Kobe is almost like a luxury, you know, in the fact that he just takes his time and moves around and gets the ball into Shaq as Shaq feels like getting it, and then when he wants to, he's like poison. He takes off and really kills you. I mean, that's a luxury that this team has because they've got one of the greater perimeter one-on-one players, and they also have one of the greater post one-on-one players in this league.
Shaq with 32 from the free throw line tonight, 4 of 7. You know, his free throw shooting is a very big factor. He gets to the line, Danny, so much that if he hits, even like he's been hitting of late, about 60%, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, and I think there's been times when he's struggled, particularly early this year, where he settled for shots because he didn't want to go to the free throw line when he shoot 39%.
Stojakovic.
Well, Shaq's free throws didn't even look better. I remember the little thing that you did on him before, talking about his hold hand dropping. Now he leaves his guide hand up. He doesn't throw the ball up there like he's throwing a shot put any longer.
Kobe from 3. Knocked away by Ori, hustling inside.
It's happened all game. You can't let that happen.
Well, then here comes the hustle at the other end by Jackson. Gliding by Fisher. Christie cleans it up. And the Kings are within 15. They're trailed by as many as 18 tonight.
You know, I somewhat feel a little bit sorry for Sacramento and the fact that they just cannot guard Shaq. They don't have anybody strong enough. Shaq just continues to get such great position, even, you know, half the time anyway. I mean, they can double him more than they've been doubling, but he catches the ball so deep, and he just dislodges and impedes. Is that the word Sager told us before the game? You know how many times I've yelled dislodge from the sideline coaching against Sack?
Dislodge and impede.
Yeah, you just I sometimes wonder if they know what that is because they never call it.
Bryant with the foul. That's the 4th on Kobe as he was defended by Christie.
Lakers have to really stay focused when they're ahead of someone, too. That's a danger sign out here. They've played to the pace of the Kings. The Kings are a much better team than they're playing. Let's not kid ourselves. But in the meantime, the Lakers sometimes play to their level. That's dangerous in playoff basketball. You got to take a team completely out and give them no hope.
Fox. 5 fouls on Rick Fox. Well, for the first time in the playoffs, we're going to take a look at Ron Harper. He had surgery on March 21st on his knee. These are his first playoff minutes and his first time on the floor since early March.
I'll tell you what, Gordon Christie, his knee is going to be tested because Christie is the most active of all the Kings.
What a great shot by Stojakovic right there. I don't know how he made that basket. Good drive on the baseline.
Stojakovic 3 of 11.
Well, the Kings are chipping their way in here. Rick Ottoman's probably telling them, just cut it down to 10, and then we'll play basketball with it.
Shot clock here at 7. Fisher is hounded by Jackson, who has not given up. This picks up a foul right here. Jackson tonight, 5 fouls on him.
Well, Fisher just bowls his way in there. He plays the defense and offense like a linebacker out there, or a strong safety. He just backs his way in. He's so strong and physical, even when he has the ball in his hands.
They've changed that foul and put it on Christie. And Christie has 5.
Well, you know, in looking at this, the one good thing is that Sacramento seems to become more energized right now. They let themselves get in that 15-point hole. As I indicated before, if I'm Rick Ottoman, I'm saying just cut it to 10. You're not trying to make it all up. And then from there, you try to ease your way down the line in this. But they can't go through these emotional mood swings, particularly in terms of their play against a team as good as the Lakers. But this kid, I love Christie because Christie definitely goes to the basket strong. The clock is stopped, and he's picked up a foul.
Christie's been very aggressive. He hasn't shot the ball well tonight. He's missed a lot of easy shots around the basket. I shouldn't say easy. I should say close shots around the basket. They've been tough shots, but I like his energy, and he's played harder than anybody on this team from the second he's been on that court.
Absolutely. He doesn't play the game like he thought he was out of it, even when they were way down. You got to like the way he's playing right now.
Christie from the free throw line has gone 2 of 3 from the field, 3 of 12, 8 points, 6 rebounds. 30 minutes. He's played a lot of time.
You know, Christie had 37 points against the Lakers earlier this year.
He used to play for the Lakers. It was a built-in incentive for him. Approaching 9 minutes to play, and if the Kings are going to make their move, now is the time to make it. Down by 76-64. Shaq inside, leaving one player and another, and this time Weber in his wake. So strong, so agile.
Well, and Weber flopped that time, and that's the danger of flopping that near the basket. The referees sometimes resent that if they think you're acting. And see, it's hard enough to guard Shaq anyway. But just to flop like that sometimes borders on being ridiculous.
Weber's got 18. Shaq has 34.
See, when you extend your defense out there, then it just takes you more time to get down to the double team. They're trying to pressure the ball a little bit more.
What a pass to Fisher. Here come the Kings the other way. Christie floats, drives, rebound Ord. And a loose ball foul. It was called inside on Robert Ord. Third on him. Still a game. 12-point Laker lead. 8.5 to play. 8.5 minutes from the Lakers, taking a 2-games-to-none lead.
Coors Light. Coors Light. Cross Brew. Rocky Mountain Cold. Coors Light. Coors Light. Who wants one? We gotta follow that.
Where every action
there is an equal, if not greater, reaction. Chow Yun-fat, Mira Sorvino, in a world broadcast premiere event, The Replacement Killers, 8 p.m. Eastern Sunday, only on the Superstation.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was hosting my first big business dinner, and I paid with my Visa card. Turns out I was over my limit. I was so embarrassed, I didn't know what to do. So I got the American Express card, and it never happened again.
Call 1-800-THE-CARD. We can take your application right over the phone.
Applying for the card was one of the easiest things I've ever done, and smartest. And anyone who's ever gone anywhere knows it. I have a place to cash checks, get my mail, and get help when I need it.
My dad said the minute you get a job, get an American Express card. He said, trust me on this one. I've gone everywhere with it. And here's a tip. Sign up for membership rewards, and everything you charge on the card will earn you program points, so you can keep on traveling.
So call now for the American Express card. You can apply right over the phone.
It helped not having a preset limit.
It's great getting points every time you use the card.
I can call 24 hours a day. That helps.
No matter what you do or where you go, the American Express card can help you do more.
I think, a lot of us, thought that this series would be a lot easier than the first one, being that we came off a hard series, and we might not have focused on this series as much as we should have. But, after you lose the first game at home, kind of get your attention a little bit.
And tomorrow on TNT, Toronto and Philly in Game 2. Game 3 after that, 9:30 Eastern Time, San Antonio, Dallas. Mike Dunleavy will be in studio tomorrow night, and Danny Petervesi made some comments, some references about you and the Blazer organization. Of course, you're from the state of Oregon. Any interest on your part?
No, I have no interest in anybody's job right now except to keep my own, and you guys are trying to run me out.
That's tenuous. That's borderline at best, mister. Here's Weber. A good fake on Shaq. Can't hit it. Weber fights for it inside. Barry vacuums it in. Now remember, the Kings have had 11 double-digit comebacks this year. There's plenty of time. Manola pass Barry. Stojakovic. Rebound, Robert Ory.
For at least that time, Chris was active inside. He was tipping and trying to touch the ball in there. Stojakovic got in there and started to mix it up a little bit, too, rather than just standing out throwing up those shots.
Fisher for 2 from outside. Derek Fisher with 6 points.
Well, that time they came down to double Shaq before he put the ball on the floor immediately, and they haven't done that a lot in this second half, but Fisher made him pay, knocked it down.
Stojakovic for 3. Finally, he nails one. Just the second three-point shot hit tonight by the Kings. The Lakers are 0 of 8 shooting three-point shots tonight.
And I love looking over at Rick Fox because he's got the assignment of Stojakovic, and Stojakovic just made that shot. And he went, what are these guys doing? Don't leave him open.
Shaq throws down a sledgehammer with 36 points tonight.
Well, you got to try to beat him to the position, and that was one of the things that Russell mentioned. Hurry to the position that he likes to get to. Sure, Shaq is strong, but at least make the referee feel that he's pushing you out of that position. But just to let him get there and play behind him, you might as well forget it.
Weber missed the 3. Barry hits the 2. And Jackson and Fisher are exchanging words. And Fisher, they're arguing that Dick Pavenovich is the wrong thing to do. Fisher and double technical. They put it on each.
Look at Fisher. It looks like he's cut out a stocking cap and put it around his ears. I don't know. Is that to take out the crowd noise or what?
It was very chilly in here tonight, Dan.
That's the style.
We're in L.A. It's 100 degrees outside. He's got his ears pinned back.
That's the style. That's the style.
But what does Danny know about that, John?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's talking about the weather and the man's hairstyle.
Will you let your players at Georgetown wear that style? That's what I thought.
No.
Or trying to go inside. Well, we have caught on camera what Fisher was upset about. On the right side of your screen. Ooh, a little bump and a knee.
And a flop.
And a flop.
But he was not happy with it. But I told you, he's linebacker.
Well, he can be a linebacker. He's going to be mighty foolish if he gets himself thrown out of this game or gets involved in some kind of altercation at this point. That team needs him because of what we said earlier. He's made a big contribution to how they can change paces of play on offense. But to get an argument there is foolish.
Well, look at these players. Robert Ory missing the free throws. The bench tonight, not one single point for the Lakers. But then again, the Lakers starters have been so magnificent, the bench has not been needed.
Absolutely, and that's misunderstood sometimes. Sometimes it's sensible that the bench didn't score, and particularly if they come in and giving it to somebody like Shaq, who's actually scoring the will, or someone like Kobe.
Well, they're laughing at each other coming down the court. I don't know if it's trash talk or what.
Weber from outside again. Weber, a disappointing 8 of 23 shooting night. Great pass, Kobe!
I got a feeling that in Game 3 we will not be seeing Chris Weber on Shaq very much. What do you think, Coach?
I think it's a wise move not to put him on him again, because Shaq just out-hustled him down there. Before it can be 3 seconds, the ball has to cross the 10-second line. Shaq set up in the lane. The minute they crossed it, they dumped it into him quickly.
John, I would bet, too, and Danny, of Weber's 23 shots tonight, wouldn't you say at least 15 have been from outside?
Absolutely. A lot of that, I think, does have, in all fairness to Chris, because I noticed that he is favoring his ankle a little bit. I don't think he wants to deal with the pressure of pushing and shoving inside. And you take the easy way out sometimes when you're a good shooter like he is and take jump shots.
Weber, another miss.
Don't miss a deep jump shot and then let Shaq beat you down the court and get a layup, though.
See, Rick Adelman is saying, don't pressure the ball, sag back a little bit. And, you know, that doesn't give them all the energy that they want on defensive end. But when they're extended, great drive by Kobe on the baseline right there. No weak side help for Sacramento. The interior defense of Sacramento is non-existent right now without Pollard or Divac in the game.
Kobe, Danny, has gotten a lot stronger. He's not making finesse moves going to the basket now. Those are power layups he's making.
A lot of online brokers still process orders the old way, sending them from one middleman to the next. Is your online order routed to get you the best available price? Daytech Online, built to trade.
Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love. Got to admit, it's getting better.
Philips CD recorder system. Burn it, play it.
Jamie Foxx, is there anything you want to say to your fans?
People always ask me, have I changed since I started doing TV and film and everything? And I say, no, I haven't. I still have the same friends from Terrell, Texas, and I still drink the same beer, Coors Light. But I did get a new ride.
Mr. Fox, your vehicle's ready?
Let's do this. Girl, you better come on.
Coors Light.
Daytech's advanced routing technology automatically directs your order in an effort to get you the best available price. Daytech Online, built to trade.
The Lakers are champions again. Kareem with a big pressure shot. Oh, man, what a finish. A sensational play. Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. Julius Erving. You can't believe that one, can you?
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman might, kryptonite.
It is O'Neal against the state of California. They probably should pass something up in the state capital of Sacramento to hold him back. He has scored 83 points, 83 points in a little less than 2 games. And tonight, he's been covered by Divac, who has struggled, and Pollard, who has struggled. Greg Sager, what do you have?
Well, Rick Adelman had to put Scott Pollard in because they had nobody to guard Shaquille O'Neal. He didn't want to. He wanted to go with a small lineup and have him move up and down the floor. He was getting burnt too much defensively. He gave Scott Pollard a big lecture and told him to get out there and play like he knows he can.
Maybe too late, though. 88-71 right now.
Yeah, it is too late. And, you know, Sacramento, you know, Pollard hasn't done a great job either. And again, for the same reasons that Weber and Divac can't. You know, I know Pollard will attempt to and give it an effort, but they're just not strong enough to defend Shaq.
Kobe Bryant. And a rebound by Weber, tapped off to Pollard, approaching 5 minutes to play here in Game 2. And like a year ago, as Jackson launches a long-distance shot and buries it from outside. It's a 2-point shot. Just like a year ago in the first round when this matchup was in the playoffs, it was a 2-0 LA lead up to Sacramento. And the Kings won a couple. O'Neal inside. Nope, but fouled nonetheless.
And you know what happened, I thought, last year after the first 2 games, it was similar. The Lakers just dominated on the boards, and Shaq dominated. And they went to Sacramento, and I thought the Lakers' energy level dropped way off. They lost respect, and they just thought they had the series won. Sacramento surprised them and came out and played unbelievable in that great home crowd of Sacramento.
This Sunday on TBS, a skilled hitman has a crisis of conscience on a particular hit and seeks the help of a forger. But the people who hired him for the job were intent on finishing it and killing him. Chow Yun-fat. Mira Sorvino, star in the world broadcast premiere of Replacement Killers, Sunday 8 Eastern on TBS.
The difficulty in guarding Shaq is the fact that if you stay behind him and try to out-muscle him, you can't do it. If you try to out-quick him, he's quick for a person that size also.
Rakovic inside finds 2.
Well, and he made this one early in the game to help to set the tone of this game. He got to the same place and missed the shots. But I definitely feel that you got to give Shaq some other things to look about. You can't just stay behind him the way they've tried to stay behind him. We know for one thing that doesn't work. You lose nothing by trying to front him at this point because he's gotten to the offensive boards even when you're behind him. So you have no fear of him going to the offensive boards. At least try to deny him from getting the ball aside him.
Third career 40-point, 20-rebound performance. So he has scored 84 points and grabbed 41 rebounds in 2 games. Here comes Stojakovic the other way.
But you know what, Kevin, with all that said and done, the Kings have been in a position to be in this ball game, most of this ball game. You know, they've been certainly outdistanced by 15, maybe sometimes a little bit more, but it's the other things that they aren't doing well that are leaving them in a position of not being able to be in this game to a point of winning it.
But John, field goal droughts in the first and second quarter of over 7 minutes for the Kings. Yes. In the second quarter, another drought of 3 minutes and 4 seconds. And then from the second to the third quarter, Danny, a field goal drought of 4 minutes and 38 seconds for the Kings.
Well, I was just going to say that I think that their offense is more of a problem. I mean, this team needs to get out and run. They need to create. You know, Jason Williams is, why even have him on the court if you're not going to run and push the ball up the court and attack? And you've got to make Shaq run the floor. And you got to keep fresh bodies on him. He's playing the entire game, so you got to use Pollard and Divac and tag teaming, but you got to attack. You got to defensive rebound and push their tempo every time you get a chance, and I don't think they're doing that.
And John Williams looked good in that first-round series against Phoenix.
Well, and he's the kind of guy that can excite things and get some energy going. This team needed a little adrenaline flowing a lot faster. For some reason, the Kings just haven't been in this. I've got to feel that Chris Webber is not feeling well today because you know, for one thing, that he's a lot better player than he's playing right now. I think he's having trouble with his ankle some because you need a guy like that to initiate a lot of the action for your team. You depend on your star to get you going a lot of times out there, and he just hasn't been able to do it tonight.
And I think when they come in Game 3, Kevin, I think that you're going to see them attacking Shaq. I think they are going to attack Shaq on the offensive end. I think they're going to attack Shaq on the defense. Whenever Shaq catches the ball, they're going to be flying at him and not even waiting, and they're going to make someone else do it because he's just taking the heart away from Pollard and Divac and Weber. And I'm surprised, and I think the home crowd, and I think the fact that he just beat him up so bad tonight is going to, it takes all the doubt. You've just got to go flood him and make someone else beat you.
Well, and I'm having difficulty understanding, Danny, why they didn't do that tonight. You know, I know in looking at Adam when he was trying to tell him to push the ball. He was trying to tell them to defend a lot more aggressively. He looked, as I indicated earlier, as if he had a stomachache at the way they were playing. But they've got to be far more aggressive, and they should have started that tonight.
But it is only a 12-point game with a little under 4 minutes to play.
Well, and that's the pity of it. Even with all of what Shaq has done, they have been within striking distance this entire game to make this into a ball game. You look at it now, it's a 10-point ball game. With all the stats we can throw out about Shaq, these guys have been in a position to try to win this game.
Stojakovic just picked up his game here.
Right, well, they got Ron Harper was trying to defend him, and he got feeling a little bit. Ron Harper can't defend Stojakovic one-on-one, but you see him double-teaming Shaq right now, and I got to believe that you got to make Shaq make free throws if he gets the ball any deeper.
Fox and Stojakovic, one of the much talked about matchup, and a air ball by Fox. Here comes Jackson trying to get it to single digits off the Barry, and good! And the Kings to within 8.
And see, when you double-team Shaq, it takes out their heart and soul a little bit too, but also it picks up your energy on defense. You can pressure, you feel like you're moving and you're not stuck in mud when you're trapping and rotating.
And if you're the Lakers, you've got to be concerned with how the Kings have played today, and they still in this ball game at this point of the game. If I'm the Kings, even though I lose this ball game, I've got to feel that I can beat them when I go home.
Lakers want a timeout, and they're going to get it with 2:42 to play in the fourth. The Sacramento Kings are alive and kicking. They're on an 11-2 run and trail by 8.
If you thought he was mean before, this time Seagal's kicking butt until they scream for mercy.
What are you, crazy? Since when did anybody accuse me of being insane?
Marked for Death, Wednesday at 9 Eastern on TBS Superstation.
Only one left. Who wants the last Frost Brew Coors Light?
Beer man. Beer man.
Whoa. Close one.
Close.
The beer man is going to have to consult the instant replay. Upon further review, the lady gets the Coors Light.
The beer man's fair.
Look at her.
But he ain't stupid.
Look at me.
My family is very important to me. They're going to be around forever. And, you know, golf will only be here just for us to live a while.
My word, what a difficult game this is. What a humbling game. What a great lesson in life.
Get an up-close and personal portrait of today's golf professionals on a Golf Channel profile.
Welcome to Charter Pipeline, where we serve up internet access fast through the connection you already have. There's no dial-up and no waiting. Guess that's what makes it such a great experience. Stop by anytime. We're always open. Charter Pipeline, for high-speed internet access. It's the place to be.
Free activation with a self-installation kit, and service is only $29.95 per month.
We're in trouble. And we're playing as well as we can play. And we haven't come close yet.
No, at midcourt far sideline. Throws it to McKee. Aaron McKee, left wing for three. Ready now, rebound Del Curry. This ball game is over. Raptors win. Raptors win.
And the playoffs continue tomorrow night on TNT. Game 1 of the doubleheader, Toronto against Philadelphia. And Game 2 of the doubleheader, 9:30 Eastern, San Antonio and Dallas.
In that Dallas game, I thought that Derek Anderson was the one that separated his shoulder. It looked like Juwan Howard had a separated shoulder the way he shot last night.
John O'Neal, with a good-looking hook shot.
He knows I'm just joking.
He does?
I don't know.
I just shake my head sometimes, what Danny says.
No, it's not we're coming.
No, it isn't. Weber and Stojakovic. They got a hit here. And they do. Stojakovic has 20 points. 14 have been authored here in the fourth quarter.
It's an awful lot of one-on-one basketball, though, right now. And if they're going to live and die with tough shots like that, no offensive rebounding because they just don't have any movement on the offensive end.
The Lakers will be satisfied with the victory, but they ought to be concerned about the fact that these guys aren't out of the game right now, totally.
Lakers have not hit a three-point shot all night long. 0 of 10. Stojakovic, Berry for three. Rebound, aggressively Pollard inside. With the screen for Stojakovic, who's quickly braced upon by Fox. Another Pollard screen, another Stojakovic shot. Rebound by Grant.
And John Berry was very frustrated. He missed the open three in transition. Stojakovic got the rebound and played one-on-one the rest of the shot clock when Berry was wide open on the weak side. They got to move the ball and move bodies a little bit better.
But at least they were actively trying to do it. If they had done that earlier in the game, they would have even been in a better position. Before, they weren't even going to the offensive board.
Bobby Jackson's going to star tonight for the Kings. 14 points in 32 minutes on the fly. Down it goes.
It's a 6-point game. They still have a chance right here.
And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The Lakers have to be concerned about that because they've got to be able to take a team out better than this.
And this is where in game one I thought there was a little disorganization. Is it Kobe's game right now or is it Shaq's? It's been Shaq's game the whole time. Do they want Shaq to shoot free throws? They got to foul Shaq the second he touches it.
Fox thought about three, slashes inside. And a foul called on the Kings.
That's a big call, but again, you know, I know Shaq's shooting the free throws better, but I can't be letting these other guys get going. Right there, Pollard gets outside the lane, but he grabs his arm, pulls him down.
Pollard has 4 personal fouls, and they will put at the free throw line Rick Fox, who tonight is 2 of 2, 40 seconds to play. So it looks like the Lakers will take a 2-0 lead to Sacramento. Fox hits the first, and that's just like a year ago.
Isn't it amazing? Okay, you can't guard Shaq, and why won't you foul him at this time of the game? I mean, I know he's shooting the free throws better, but he's still not a great. He's still very capable of missing 2 free throws right now.
Danny, who plays Shaq the best though in the league? I mean, as you look at the team, who plays in the best?
Sabonis. Sabonis plays in the best by far.
It begins and ends with Sabonis.
Yes, and they're out of the playoffs. And you saw what he did. He averaged, they held him to 26 or 27 in that first-round series. But Sabonis plays it better because he's got the body.
Sabonis may play him better, but you better not show anybody a film of what Shaq did to Sabonis the last time he played against.
7-point game with a half minute to play in Los Angeles.
You ever want to put a bowling alley in your house? The bowling alley breakfast area. You eat your eggs, and then you bowl a stroke. Bowl it on down. Or how about a golf course? You actually shoot across the driveway. There's water hazards, sand traps.
Then welcome home.
This is looking awesome.
To the Superstation's newest show, The Man-Made Movie.
We got the basketball court over here. A television set in front of each room. That's so important it's not even funny.
The Man-Made Movie. Thursdays at 8 Eastern, only on PBS Superstation.
Get inside the non-stop action on race weekend. Get inside the news and highlights. Get inside the teams, fans, and games. Only at the official site of NASCAR. NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
Beginning with